Just having a walk round our 2013 John Cooper Works Mini Roadster. Fantastic fun little car, very much just a hobby car for me, not something I use every day. This will probably be its last run out before it gets tucked away for the winter. It's actually a very dark metallic blue with a light grey interior, which is a cracking colour combination. For the original guy that spec'd it, is a really nice spec, quite an unusual colour. Rare little car. They only registered about 300 of these in the UK in the John Cooper Works specification, so not that many of them about. And commercial flop for BMW as far as I can figure out, only in production for a couple of years with the hardtop coupe version, but these seem to be holding their money really well now. I think it's one of those things, sometimes when a car isn't quite taken up in the first instance, they can come round and people start to appreciate them a little bit later down the line. Just looking at a few of the little subtle mods that I've actually put onto the car. Didn't really need to get my hands dirty, it was just little sort of bits and pieces that I just thought enhanced the car slightly. I didn't want to modify it to death and ruin it. Everything I could probably take back off again if I really wanted to put it completely back to standard, but just a few little extra bits and pieces. One of which is our little badge there. That's actually a standard badge backing from another Mini that I've put a vinyl backing to, and then just found the exact right size John Cooper Works badges for it, because I think the standard ones, being just that silver sort of fluted shape, are not that exciting, to be honest. Another nice little modification, which was a BMW fitment, and they had a special offer on, is actually the LED daytime running light, which I think are vast improvement on the standard halogen type of ones. Silver mirror caps, that was something else that I did. And then going round to the rear of the vehicle, gone for the GP2 diffuser kit, which is quite a sort of a meaningful piece of gear compared to some of the modern Minis that seem to be just the shape of the diffuser inlaid into a kind of fairing at the back. This one actually does extend under the car by a good metre, 1200mm, something like that. Nicely engineered piece of kit, and it frames nicely the exhaust that we've got on there, which is actually just the standard John Cooper Works factory system, but I just found these slightly bigger stainless steel tips for it. Sleeve those on, clamped on, take them off if I wanted to, and I think having that on the back just makes it. Just in association with the standard John Cooper Works exhaust, but with the tips on there that we looked at in the outside video, I've also added to the car a Cobra high flow 200 cell sports cat. Nice piece of gear, British made, looks the part when it's off the car, but obviously I can't show you that at the minute because it's buried in the back of the engine bay. But together with that, I decided to fit this little device that goes in your OBD port, a little sort of dongle that just keeps an eye on your engine management light, because obviously having fitted the high flow cat, the brain of the car is picking up a lot higher readings going through the sort of lambda sensors, oxygen sensors, whatever, and it can keep triggering the engine management light. But interestingly, took the car for an MOT last year before fitting the 200 cell cat, passed obviously. Took it this year with the cat fitted and this little device fitted, and the gas testing analysis that they print out for you at the MOT, exactly the same, no difference whatsoever, precisely the same figures. But to be fair, mated up with some nice Tesco 99 fuel, and that cat, I think it does just accentuate the sound of the standard exhaust and the pops and the bangs that you can actually get out of it. Another nice little modification is the water temperature gauge inlaid into the air vent in the driver's side pod there by the steering wheel. A little bit of a tricky fit. You have to kind of hack out the internals of the air vent, but I think it's a 52mm gauge will fit in there. And then obviously we've had to run the wiring, make a little wiring harness up to run it round into a temperature sender and pick up some power, and also in the back of the steering column there to get the illumination to come on with the rest of the car's internal illumination. Did a little bit of tweaking on the sound system in the car. It is only the standard head unit, but actually I managed to find some Audio Barn large speakers for the rear, so I fitted those inside the grills, carried over the little Audio Barn logo onto the outside, and then if we swing round inside of the car you can see that you can actually get the Harman Kardon tweeters in the A-pillar. Underneath, in just behind that panel in the footwell of the car, there's a crossover wire harness that you can get that actually swaps the bass response from front to rear, so that the speakers can cope with it a little bit better. And then behind both of those grills I've actually got upgraded speakers in both of those. The top set I think is out of a 1 series, and a little bit of a work in progress. I have actually also got the rear section with the Harman Kardon tweeters in it to fit to the car, perhaps in the spring. Then we've got probably the world's easiest mod is the little downlighter from the door, the little puddle light with the John Cooper Works logo. This is a more difficult one, I don't know if you can pick that out, but the illuminated sills, that's a bit of a tricky job. You have to get all the original metal sill plate off, and there's a wiring harness that actually goes through the main structural sill of the car just down there, which means you've got to drill through about 3 layers of a pretty heavy duty metal to get the wiring harness up into the car, and then link it up so that obviously that John Cooper Works logo there illuminates when you open the door of the car. I think Mini have sussed it out a bit better now on the modern ones, that it's actually a battery operated system that's just all stick on, which is a lot easier than the tricks we had to pull to get that one working on this car. You can see there the standard wind deflector that goes up between the seats, and then actually we have got, as you can make it out, some little see-through perspex clip-in infills between the 2 rollover bars, which I've then just added some little JCW logos to, which finishes it off quite nicely, and they make quite a difference actually to the little bit of buffeting that you do get in the car.